We'll have a wildfire bigger than the Cedar Fire. That's the prediction from Sandra Younger, the author of a book about the largest wildfire in California history. Younger lost her Wildcat Canyon home in that fire 10 years ago this week. New at 6 o'clock. 10 News reporter Joe Little reveals the one thing that she says will lead to the next devastating fire.
I'm standing in the heart of Wildcat Canyon. 10 years ago, the Cedar Fire tore through here, leaving a path of destruction and many questions to be answered.
We felt pretty sure when we left that we would not see that house again.
Sandra Younger was right, but as she and her husband fled down this hill away from their house, the journalist knew she'd one day write about surviving the historic Cedar Fire.
The book began almost as soon as I made it out of the fire.
10 years after the Cedar Fire burned 280,000 acres, destroyed 2,200 homes, and killed 15 people, Younger released this, The Fire Outside My Window. A survivor tells the true story of California's epic Cedar Fire.
I was a storyteller who came out of the worst part of the worst fire that anybody could remember. All of this over here, up toward the top of the mountain, was just in flames. That's when we knew we were in trouble.
This was Younger's home when she bought it in 2003. This was it after the Cedar Fire.
It took me about a week before I could muster up the courage to come.
She rebuilt the same home in the same spot with a new exterior.
I'll show you why we came back here. There it is.
The view is remarkable.
What do you wake up and see in the morning?
But it was hard reliving the fire for her book with hundreds of survivors and emergency personnel.
Yeah, it was tough.
She looked at what went wrong, late evacuations, and not enough equipment. Younger thinks huge improvements have been made, especially with communications, but she still fears the worst.
I do not expect the Cedar Fire to remain the biggest wildfire in California history.
Younger says San Diegans have become complacent, believing this won't happen again. So much so that it will. A real fear for someone who's already survived the worst so far. In Wildcat Canyon,
we live in fire country.
Joe Little.
It's going to happen.
10 News.
The Cedar Fire remains the largest wildfire in California history, and this map shows the size of it. It burned through more than 273,000 acres, impacting communities from San Diego all the way along the 15, Poway, Ramona, and east into the Cleveland National Forest.